call the meeting to order. Mr. Fine, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you. Yes, Ms. Lockhart?
And can I just ask that we observe a moment of silence for the 9/11?
We can definitely do that right now.
Thank you.
Please stand. Moment of silence in observance of the 15th anniversary of 9/11. Thank you. I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mr. Besta. Here. Muller. Here. Chairman Lane. Here. Mr. Here. Cunningham. Lawson. Here. Amalowitz. Drake. Here. Feeney. Here. Grimm. Here. Higgins. Hogan. Here. Joyce. Here. Joyce. Here. Mr. Pax. Mr. Pax. Lockhart.
Here.
Mackey. Mariello. Mayo. McKnight. Lane. Mendick. Miller. O'Brien. Reinhardt. Here. Signorach. Here. Simpson. Mr. Simpson. Smith. Here. Stevens. Here. Touche. Honey. Stewart. 37 President in the chamber.
38.
38 President.
Thank you. I'd like to note that additional sponsors have been filed with the clerk. Start with previous business. 297.
Authorizing creation of tax credit and tax bill of real property owners of Albany County, New York, funded by the one-time payment to the New York State for the casino licensing of Rivers Casino.
All those in favor? Mr. Grimm?
I'd like to speak to this. And also
Certainly.
ask for one roll call.
Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I was in fourth grade, I learned about the Empire State. For the first time, I said, you know what, we have the most population, we have the most members of Congress. At that time, we had 41 members of Congress, California had 37. We were nearly 10% of the U.S. House of Representatives in New York. Fast forward 50 years later, we have 27 representatives. California is 53. We have half as many. Our state has been in decline for 50 years. Why? Because of high taxes and burdensome regulations. They've driven business away. And you know what? Democrats and Republicans both have been in power and they haven't changed the decline. So what I think we are able to do now with this unique opportunity, I think, with this tax credit is to say, look, this is an opportunity where we can give taxpayer relief, send a message that taxpayers really matter, and it doesn't take away spending from any program, not one program. It's a one-time payment. The $50 million casino fee is a one-time payment for Albany County, $1.7 million. We apply that credit on our property tax bills and reduce taxes by 2% of the tax levy, which is $90 million. If we don't support this tax cut, I don't know when we ever would, given the fact that this is an opportunity where it's a one-time payment, it's a bit of a bonus payment for us, and it's really not going to impact spending from anybody else.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Mr. Demowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rise and oppose to the resolution. Right now, the $1.7 million is in a tax stabilization account to help stabilize future property taxes and to continue to deliver services. I got a notice about a week or two ago from Controller Denathley, who was forecasting next year's 2017 retirement to be substantially more for our contribution because the conditions of the stock market. So we got that on. Here's the other thing too, is the 2017 tax cap is 0.6%. 0.6%, a 0.5%. Okay, so how many people here are willing to raise their hand and say, I'll support overriding the tax cap? Because my plan, our plan, if we support it, is to keep the 1.7 million in a tax stabilization account so we can continue to keep property taxes low. Yeah, by the way, remember this. Remember when everybody got the tax rebate from the state of New York? Some of you guys weren't here about that. But we got that rebate check because we kept property tax under cap. We did consolidations, we developed a government efficiency plan with the New York State Office of Management and Budget that they had to approve, that we worked closely with the county executive and Controller Mike Connors to come up with this plan that they approved for us. These are all things that we came forward with as we move forward. The other thing also is, everybody who got a check got it with relationship if you get a STAR program. So if you get a STAR program, you get a check. Not just a rampant 1.7 million to all property tax owners. I don't want to give Cross State Small a 2% tax. And actually, it's not going to be 2%, because it'd be all proportion to the property taxes and the properties that are out there. And so it wouldn't be appropriate. It would benefit big business. It would benefit big property owners in the county. So the rebate check that the consumers got, the property tax people got from us for doing good work, for doing the job that a lot, not every county got a rebate check. How would you like to get that phone call if your town did their work, your school district did their work, but Albany County didn't? And now you're not going to get your rebate checks. We all had to do it, and it worked out well for us because we worked hard at it. The finance committee and members of this legislature that made that happen. So I hope that we're on the same page with Mr. Grimm. We want to keep property taxes down. We're just going about it a different way. And we're just, as we continue to move forward, the money will stay in this tax stabilization fund account where it is now. And when it comes time that when we get the county exec's budget, we'll see where we're at. And we got to stay under the 0.6% cap and still maintain the programs that we have out there. So I hope that we look at the big picture. We don't want to look at a nice little blurb in the newsletter. But look back at what you can really do for your constituents, keeping the 1.7 million in the property taxes stable for everybody in Albany County. And that's why I hope we can support it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Long roll call, please.
Beston.
No.
Bullock.
No.
Bergdorf.
Aye.
Chapman. Clay.
No.
Glennon.
No.
Mishap.
No.
Kraus.
No.
Cunningham.
Yes.
Dawson.
Yes.
Demolowitz.
No.
Drake.
Yes.
Ethier.
No.
Feeney.
No.
Fine.
No.
Grimm.
Yes.
Higgins.
No.
Hogan.
No.
Joyce.
No.
Joyce.
No.
Lockhart.
No.
Mackey.
No.
Mariella.
Yes.
Mayo.
No.
McKnight.
No.
Clean Lane.
No.
Mendick.
Yes.
Miller.
No.
O'Brien.
No.
Reinhardt.
No.
Signarachi.
No.
Simpson.
No.
Smith.
No.
Stevens.
Yes.
Touche.
No.
Tony.
No.
Ward.
No.
Willingham.
No.
Looks like 30 to 8. God bless you.
Motion fails. 348.
Public hearing of proposed local law N for 2016.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. 349.
Authorizing an agreement with Total Facility Solutions, Inc. regarding an electrical substation generator replacement project. Iron Union Center.
Please note Mr. Stevens' abstention.
We have it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. 350.
Authorizing an agreement with the Renee Building Contractors, Inc. regarding an electrical substation generator replacement project at the Times Union Center.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 351.
Authorizing an agreement with Computer Plumbing and Heating regarding electrical substation generator replacement project at the Times Union Center.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 352.
Authorizing submission of a grant application and agreement with New York State Coalition Against Sexual Assault regarding a sexual assault service program.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 353.
Authorizing an agreement regarding electronic management shared services grant for the Hall of Records.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 354.
Amending 2016 sewer district budget.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 355.
Amending the agreement with Delaware Engineering DPC for additional engineering design and inspection services regarding electrical upgrades to north and south wastewater treatment plants for sewage.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 356.
Authorizing an agreement with Prime Highway Contractors LLC for construction services regarding County Route 55 Cremo Road over to Wallenville. Bridge rehabilitation project in the town of Bethlehem.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 357.
Authorizing agreements regarding vehicle maintenance and repairs at the county departments operating county-owned vehicles.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to recognize Mr. Signorachi.
I'd like to make a motion to combine 358 to 375 and take them all as one, seeing as they're all renewals of social service agreements.
Do we have a second? Mr. Moriello. All those in favor? Those opposed? All those in favor of resolutions 358 to 375? Mr. Clenahan, I'm sorry.
Just wanted to note my abstention on 358. That's
I got it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
That's good, that's the first one. Okay, we're going to do separate vote on resolution 358, so we properly note the abstention. All those in favor? 358. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. All those in favor of 359 to 375, signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. $376.
Authorizing agreement with the University of Albany regarding management leadership training.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. $377.
Authorizing acceptance grant funding and agreement between New York State Office for Aging regarding Medicare improvement for patients and providers act grant to enhance the health insurance information counseling and assistance program.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 378.
Authorizing acceptance of grant funding and agreement with New York State Office for Aging regarding the community services for the elderly program.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 379.
Authorizing an agreement with New York State Office for Aging regarding the Congregate Services Initiative program.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 380.
Authorizing acceptance of grant funding and agreement with the New York State Office for the Aging regarding the health insurance information counseling and assistance program.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 381.
Authorizing an agreement with New York State Office of Aging regarding funding for the transportation services.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 382.
Public hearing on proposed modifications to the agricultural district number 2.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 383.
Authorizing an agreement with the Research Foundation of SUNY Albany regarding a public health live webinar for Ebola and Zika preparedness and response efforts.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 384.
Authorizing an agreement to Home Aid Service of Eastern New York, DBA, and any visiting nurse association regarding maternal and child health patient services.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 385.
Authorizing an agreement with Correctional Medical Care, Inc. regarding medical care at the correctional facility.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 386.
Authorizing an agreement with New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee regarding a child passenger safety program grant.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 387.
Authorizing an agreement with New York State Office for Homeland Security regarding the law enforcement terrorism prevention program and amending the 2016 Sheriff Department budget.
Yes, Mr. Joyce?
You know my extension?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you.
All those in favor of 387? Those opposed? Motion carries. 388.
Declaring Albany County the lead agency regarding the construction of a radio tower at 231 Edwards Hill Road in the town of Rensselaer.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 389.
Determination that the construction of a radio tower at 231 Edwards Hill Road in the town of Rensselaer and Albany County will not have a significant effect on the environment.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 390.
Declaring Albany County as a lead agency regarding the construction of a radio tower at 28 Jansen Lane in the town of Rensselaer.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 391.
Determination that the construction of a radio tower at 28 Jansen Lane in the town of Vernon, Albany County will not have a significant effect on the environment.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 392.
Authorizing an agreement between the towns of Bethlehem and Colony and the Sheriff's Office regarding a shared records management and computer-aided dispatch system.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 393.
Authorizing an agreement with Saratoga County and Russell County Sheriff's Office regarding a records management and computer-aided dispatch system.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 394.
Authorizing the executive director of the sewer district to hire an out-of-county applicant for the position of senior instrumentation technician.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 395.
Authorizing an agreement with the POMCO Group for third-party administration of workers' compensation benefits.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 396.
Authorizing conveyance of 233 and 235 Seminole Avenue, City of Albany.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 397.
Public hearing on amending the Albany County Capital Program for 2016.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 398.
Amending bond resolution 521 for 2015 regarding the acquisition and installation of a new transformer and switchgear at the Times Union Center.
I'd like to send that to Audit and Finance, please.
Thank you.
399.
Authorizing and directing the Board of Elections to certify its expenses regarding the 2015 election cycle.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 400.
Amending Resolution 99 for 2016, authorizing Phase 2 architectural and engineering services for renovation system nursing home.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 401.
Authorizing an agreement with M&T Bank for banking services.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 402.
Authorizing conveyance of 130 Lark Street, 228 Orange Street in the city of Albany to Habitat for the Humanity.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 403.
Authorizing an option agreement with St. Catherine's Center for Children regarding conveyance of 543 North Coral Street in the city of Albany.
I want to abstain from 403, please.
You have it?
Yes, Ms. Willingham. All those in favor of 403 signify by saying aye. Those opposed? 403 passes. 404, please.
Approving the Albany County Capital Program from 2017 to 2021.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. 405. Yes.
Authorizing the conveyance of 100A Willoughby Drive in the town of Colony to West Albany Rod and Gun Club. Inc.
Mr. Gross.
Mr. Chairman, please note my abstention on 405, which is on
We have
file.
Thank you.
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Hardorf, yes.
please note my abstention as well.
We have
Good.
We have, it, right?
Mr. Moriello, too?
You guys are all packed. Looks awful small there, Mr. Gross.
Hope so. We all set on abstentions? Do we have anybody left to vote now? All those in favor of 405 signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. 406, please.
A local law of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing county exec to negotiate a lease agreement for property owned by Albany County to form a Henley Nursing Home with Soldiers Army, 360 West Housatonic Street, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, subject to the approval.
Mr. Clerk, I think we're on 406.
I'm sorry. How did I go down? Snuck it in. Amending
I know you read
2016 Albany
fast.
County budget.
All
Temporary
the-
help, you need it.
All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? 406.
Public hearing on proposed local law P for 2016.
To Law Committee, please. 408.
Public hearing on proposed local law Q for 2016.
I'd like to send that to Law and Public Safety, please.
Thank you.
409.
Public hearing on proposed local law R for 2016.
I'd like to also send that to Law and Public Safety, please. 410.
Public hearing on proposed local law T for 2016.
To Law, please. 411.
Public hearing on proposed local law O for 2016.
Send that to Law as well. 412.
Public hearing on proposed law U for 2016.
Send that to Law and Audit and Finance, please.
Thank you.
Local laws.
Try it again.
I think it's already read, right?
Local law, huh?
Local law, yes.
A local law, the County of Albany, New York, authorizing the county exec to negotiate a lease agreement for property owned by Albany County at the former Henley Nursing Home with the Soldiers Army, 360 West Housatonic Street, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, subject to the approval of the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. Clenahan.
Very briefly, Mr. Chair, I absolutely in support of this. I think it's a very important program. I do want to once again raise my concern and hope that in negotiating this, the county executive will have some kind of a project labor agreement with the requirement of the work to be done here, and will also insist on Soldier On extending the program to female veterans. If we believe that these programs are important, and I think most of us, if not all of us, do, I have yet to see an argument why it's not equally important for female veterans. So we will have one more look at this when the final lease is negotiated, when it comes back, whenever. I hope the county executive negotiates that in it, and if not, I hope that we require it in our final approval of these sometime down the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clenahan. Ms. Lockhart?
Mr. Chairman, would you please add me to this?
Yes.
Already did.
Mr. Bergdorf? Wow.
I'd like to be added as
Oh. Anybody that doesn't want to be in, we'll do it that way. Everybody wants to be in.
Legislature.
Very good. Did we have any speakers? Mr. Grimm, I thought I saw your hand. Go ahead. Mr. Drake, I'm sorry. Mr. Grimm, you didn't have your hand up? Okay.
I too rise in support of this. I do echo the comments that this program should be extended to female veterans as well. But I do also want to point out that this particular matter, which has been in front of this body for over 3 years now, was one of the driving factors that got me to run for this office, and the outrage among neighbors and voters that this project was held up time and time again. It is pleasing to me and to many of my constituents that this body has taken control and finally demonstrated the county's commitment to a long-term prosperity of this program. And I hope that the county will continue to support them in this endeavor.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. Well, Mr. Bowe?
I rise in support of this local law, but I'd like an exception here in terms of the environmental impact on the land out there at the Hanley home. And I hope that the construction will take into effect and consideration the old growth forest that surrounds this home and appropriately. I also support a project labor agreement. I think it's very important that we have one for the Annalee home, and especially for our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bullock. Mr. Berger.
I too support this resolution, support the extension of it to women veterans. And I happened to be at the Town of Colony Planning Board meeting when the Planning Board asked the County Executive's Office and the developer to do a full forest assessment so that they could save, where practicable, old, large growth trees. It may not be possible in every instance, but the Colony Town Planning Board did make that request. And I'm going to raise something, I wouldn't have thought I would have raised it tonight, but I've heard a couple of people call for project labor agreements. I have a long history with the construction industry, and I've represented people who are both union and non-union. But where I have probably the longest experience is working with small women and minority contractors. And small women and minority contractors are disenfranchised by project labor agreements. And I know this county has a history of project labor agreements, but when you're looking to get that small contractor that you can carve out a $20,000 painting contract, and it doesn't happen to be union, and you don't have a set of circumstances where it's a minority contractor, a woman contractor, or a small business contractor, you're disenfranchising people. And I've listened in this body, and I've heard people talk about 7% minority goals and 5% women goals, and that's what people have been happy with. And when I worked for the Dormitory Authority and we built the State Controller's building, we had 30% minority goals. And Lucy can tell you about that because she worked for the Dormitory Authority when it was a priority to make contracts available and to bid packages in such a way that small women and minority contractors could have a piece. So I don't buy in completely to the project labor agreement. There are innovative ways where municipalities have structured packages, done exclusions. There are small contractors who can't be a part of an apprenticeship program. Well, we have rules that say you have to be a part of an apprenticeship program. Well, the only ones who can get an apprenticeship program are the unions. So by definition, we are writing out of all the public participation non-union contractors. Well, it's one thing to do that for county money, if you're building a courthouse or you're doing the Times Union. This won't be the last time I talk about this, and maybe I'll reach out to some of my colleagues and see if they would like to do something that will actually increase MWBE participation. And that includes small business. That includes a majority firm that is 2 or 3 persons and fledgling and looking to get a little piece of Albany County government. But, you know, there are ways to do that, and there are ways to do that without shifting all the work from the majority, or from union contractors to non-union contractors. So I would hope that maybe this is private sector funding. While we may be giving them a lease, this isn't all public money that is amortizing what their loans will be. They're going to a bank. They're getting private financing, and to think that we would tell someone in the private construction business or a private development business that they would have to use union labor, which by definition is going to eliminate various people that we want to help, I just think is wrong. So I'm going to take a little contrary view and ask the county executive to figure out, take a look at some of those innovative ways where small women and minority contractors can participate in public construction projects.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Joyce?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to echo some of the points that were made tonight. I think we're an opportunity here in Albany County to create something that's long-lasting and very important and to be a model for future projects that are done across the country. Speaking as a veteran, there were some points made tonight about the environment, and veterans are always going back into the environment, peaceful environments, and try to draw some of that peace back into their life. So the points made about maintaining the environment, maintaining the overall forest there, I hope we can keep an eye on that and maintain on that. And I think I'd rather have a place for these folks to rest and recuperate as opposed to a parking lot or something of the like. That's an additional great point that was made. I think this project can be led to successful completion with both union labor, small and minority and women-owned businesses, as well as veteran contractors. So I hope that's something that we can look at moving on in the future as part of this project. When this project first came along and was moved through the legislature, and there was a very lively and well-attended public comment in this chamber, one of the first times that I've come to speak before you. So it's a really proud moment for me personally to be here at this ground stage. I just want to repeat that I think we have a great chance and a great opportunity to do something that can be a model for the future for the whole nation. Talk about a home for veterans that takes into consideration the local environment and maintains it, and is in accordance with the local environment. And additionally, talking about gender housing, that's something that's been done in California, it's been done other places. We heard at the presentation from Soldier on that it may or may not be able to be done, but I think, again, it's another chance that we can get it right. So it's a very exciting time for me to be here and move in on this and move on it. And I think when we work together, we can have all these facets brought together and have something to be proud of.
Thank you, Mr. Joyce. Mr. Clenay?
Just briefly, and I don't want to get caught outside issues, I do want to respond briefly to my premise for Gar. Though I do want to say that it does sound like on a bipartisan basis, we do seem to be moving towards an agreement that should cover female and male veterans alike. I'm very happy to hear that. The thing about PLAs are you can really craft them as you want. And while I absolutely share the concern for MWB contractors, and it's something we should absolutely be working towards as well as veteran contractors, we can frame that in the PLA if we choose to do so. My understanding is that almost, if not all, every New York City PLA agreement does have MWB requirements. So I think it's something we can move to, and I think we can do that and still have local union labor, which I think is important. I think it's the best way to do it. It's the safest way to do it. It'll create the best product, and it'll create local jobs. My concern is, the economic development for us on this very important project, if it's done with out-of-state, non-union, or just plain out-of-state labor, the benefit for our local workers who are struggling and looking for jobs is very limited, and I think it's something we can address. But I think these are points we are closer to agreement than it seems, and we can move forward on these.
Very good, Mr. Clenay. Mr. Reinhardt?
I just want to reiterate what Andrew said earlier, and others. The minority and women-owned business is very important. Female veterans is important. But the thing that Andrew said that really got me was talking about using veterans to work on this. I think that's an excellent idea, and maybe this labor agreement should have something unique in it regarding the use of veteran labor. This is for their brothers and sisters. I think it makes great sense as a model for other similar projects around the country to use veteran labor where possible to build these facilities. To me, it just makes sense. So I just want to kind of reinforce that thought.
Thank you. Mr. Ball?
I just want a couple comments on a project labor agreement. You can have a project labor agreement, and the city school district did it with a 20% set aside for minority contractors and women. And it's a model agreement that the city school district in Albany did, because for the first time, you had the labor unions coming together with an agreement to have a set aside like this. So you can set aside in a project labor agreement what you want, and I think it's important that a PLA is negotiated like that, and it's very possible, and it serves everybody in the community, so I think it's an invaluable resource.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. Ms. McKnight?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I rise. I've been outed by my colleague over there, said I used to work with the dormitory, but I used to do all their compliance of employment on their jobs throughout New York State. And I find that Albany County, we lack compliance officers to check to make sure in the 4 entities, heat, ventilation, air conditioning, or whatever, labor department and apprenticeship, we don't have anybody to go back and make sure these contractors are truly trying to comply to the right numbers to hire the 13%, 15%, or whatever. Our affirmative action office is very weak now. Mr. Ainsley Thomas, I don't think we've seen him lately. We don't have an EEO report for this year, this cycle. I don't know when we're gonna get, he's supposed to be sending them to you, and I don't think he's ever sent one to you since you've been our chairman.
We will check on that.
Could you please check on that?
Yes.
Then we can start the ball rolling to see how much he is compliant so he can handle this big project labor agreement or whatever when it comes to the soldier-owned project. Because he's gotta get busy, not only with that, but with the Times Union Center also. So he's got some work to do in that office coming forward, and we wanna make sure that the minorities and women and business enterprise people get some of these jobs who are Albany County residents. Thank you all, I hope you support this issue as we go forward.
Thank you.
Sir.
Have one roll call vote, please.
Mr. Bassett? Yes. Bullock?
Yes.
Burgdorf?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Cuddy?
Yes.
Monahan? Kamis?
Yes.
Kraus?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Dawson? Tomallowitz? Drake?
Yes.
Ethier? Feeny?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Grimm?
Yes.
Higgins? Hogan?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Joyce? Lockhart?
Yes.
Mackey?
Yes.
Mariello?
Yes.
Mayo? McKnight?
Yes.
Greenland? Mendick?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reinhardt?
Yes.
Signorant?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Touche?
Yes.
Tony? Ford? Willingham?
Yes.
Unanimous, 3.
Motion passes. 3. Local law L.
Local law L 2016, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, proposing a tax on the occupancy of hotel rooms in Albany County.
Mr. Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise once again. I want some brief remarks.
Can I just tell you beforehand, I'm gonna send this to Audit and Finance.
Oh, you are?
The governor hasn't signed it yet.
All right, then I will.
But if you, I don't have any objection in saying a few words, but,
No, I'll wait until we're actually.
okay, thank you.
He's welcome to come to the finance.
The Audit and Finance Committee will be addressing it. Local law M, please.
Local law of the County of Albany, New York, enacting a mortgage recording tax pursuant to section 253P of the tax law of the state of New York.
Roll call, please.
Beston. Yes. Bullock.
Yes.
Burgdorf. Chapman. Clay.
Yep.
Monahan.
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
Kraus.
No.
Cunningham. I'm sorry?
No.
Thank you. Cunningham.
Yes.
Dawson.
Yes.
Tomallowitz.
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Ethier. Feeny.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Grimm.
No.
Higgins.
Aye.
Hogan.
No.
Andrew Joyce.
Yes.
Raymond Joyce.
Yes.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Mariello.
No.
Mayo.
Yes.
McKnight. McLean Lane.
Yes.
Mendick.
No.
Miller.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Reinhardt.
Yes.
Signorant.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Stevens.
No.
Touche.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Willingham.
Yes.
32 to 6.
Mr. Bergdorf, I'm sorry.
I missed the roll call.
I'm sorry.
Please report me in the negative.
Thank you very much. 31 to 7.
31 to 7. Motion passes. Local law P.
Local law P, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, to help address the wage gap between women and men by prohibiting employers to require job applicants to provide prior current salary information before offering them employment.
To law, please. Local law Q.
Thank you. Local law of the County of Albany, New York, to protect canines from enclosure in dangerously hot or cold vehicles.
To law and public safety, please. Local law R.
Local law of the County of Albany, New York, to limit the length of time that canines may be restrained outdoors to no more than 2 hours in any continuous 12-hour period.
To law and public safety, please. Local law S.
Local law of the County of Albany, New York, regulating the use of polystyrene foam disposable food service ware and requiring the use of biodegradable or compostable food service ware by food service establishments in Albany County by amending local law A 2013 as adopted November 12, 2015.
To law and health, please. Local law T.
The local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending and updating local law D for 2013 entitled Omnibus Human Rights Law for Albany County.
To law, please.
Thank you.
Local law U.
A local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending the Albany County Charter for the purpose of increasing transparency in the budget process.
To law and audit and finance.
Thank you.
Take a moment of silence. Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.